Well, here we are again, Toyota Corolla fans. This time we have the Levin AE92 version, and it is put out by Tarmac Works Road64 line. Let's see here. It is officially licensed. I think all Tarmac Works are, and there's not much to it. It's just the black version. Okay, let's take a look-see. Oh, that tape is a little, that's a huge, wide piece of tape. So the Levin, this, what we're looking at, I think it's called the GTZ Coupe. And I guess the Levin AE92 came out in 1987 and was sold up until 1991. And then this is supposed to be, ooh, that's a very loose cover, by the way. So, yeah, be mindful of that. I like this packaging because there's no extra card. They literally just printed this graphic on this card, which saves a little paper. It's better for the planet. I sound like a hippie, but all this trash does make a difference. So, little Japanese store, convenience store, I guess. And then Tarmac has this kind of limited edition card with that we don't know how many they made, so it's kind of weak. It's kind of silly. Alright, they do have this cool base, and this time we have got some blue lines, and what is this thing? It looks like, well, it looks like it's upside down, so that's interesting. Like, the graphic is a fire truck, but it's upside down, so, oh, I guess maybe in Japan, maybe this is a special lane designation for fire emergency vehicles? I'm just guessing, I really don't know. Please leave a comment if you know better, because I am just guessing half the time, or more than half the time. This has a quality control inspector number 5, so let's see if that person did a good job inspecting this thing. Okay, so got the base here, one screw. What we're looking at in the internet is the actual Toyota website, and it's saying here the GTZ has a 1.6 cylinder engine, water cooled, and it's making around 145 horsepower. But I found another source saying this thing is making around 160 horsepower. It's supposed to have a 5-speed transmission. And then it weighs 1,070 kilograms and is supercharged. So, oh, it's also front-wheel drive. I would have thought it would be rear-wheel drive because historically the Truenos and stuff were. But I guess at this point in time they've gone front-wheel drive for better packaging and perhaps economy of fuel. So here's a better image with the actual paint job of this vehicle. So let me try to hold on, get a better angle here, focus on the car. You know, this car actually has the same wheels, so it's possible the Tarmac modeled after this image, for all we know. Although it does have a different license plate. This looks like a European license plate on the real car, whereas we have a Japanese one here on this model, which is better. You know, it's a Japanese car. I think I'd rather see a Japanese plate. Here's another European vehicle, apparently, and it's got a, it doesn't have the two-tone paint, but it's the only image I could find of the rear of this thing. Okay. So, you can, you know, decide for yourself if it looks like the car to you or not. Let's take the dental pick out and take a look-see here. I generally avoid black-colored cars, but this was a, I think it was on clearance on, you know, some website, so I decided to purchase it. So, twin cam 16 supercharger, nice and clear printing there. We got these Watanabe kind of wheels here. There's F8s. Watanabe? I forget, I don't even know how it's pronounced, but there's an actor, I think he goes by the name of Watanabe. So, I assume that might be the way to pronounce the name like this. Okay, door handle here is flush and depressed for the fingers to grab. The mirror has some silver paint in there. It does roll. It does seem to have a brake rotor back in there. Let me try to focus in a little bit more. Get a little zoom and see what else is. We got some 4 lug nut details, and there's a caliper. It's on the left side, but it's just silver. The tires look pretty good. You know, they're rounded. They're not flat slab-sided. The paint is alright, the silver paint here on the bottom half of the car. It's not 100% perfect though. It's not glossy. It looks like it's just, you know, put on top of the black, which is glossy. So I have a suspicion, you know, they painted it black, gloss coated it, and then they printed the silver on top of it. It's kind of like what Greenlight does with their models. Okay, So going around to the front, yeah, the license plate is very nice. You know, it's realistic looking, right? And then it says Levin here. That might be a decal from what the looks of it. There's a nice little black texture in here. And then the lights look pretty good. I mean, there's a separator and two little light bulbs back there. The grille has some black paint in its textures, and then the turn signals or reflectors, I think maybe it's just reflectors. But anyways, it's just orange paint. But that's fine. Seems to be a separate piece of plastic here for this hood scoop. So I'm imagining there must be an intercooler there since it's supercharged. Some raised black windshield wiper blades, and then the blackout printing as well seems okay. This side of the car, what do we have here? Yeah, that paint's not super awesome. And then what is going on here? What's with this rough texture above the fender? Right? What the heck? That's really strange and distracting to look at. Like it's almost like a decal, but it's also here. Why? Why would this line be carrying a cross? See, it's on this side of the car too. It's clear. Is this silver thing a decal? That would be really odd. Maybe it is. What do you guys think? What's the logic behind that? Anyways, it's very distracting. It's not very cool. Strange production methods there. Okay, well, similar ribbing detail here on the windows here, and then black on the window molding as well. This wing seems alright. There's actually air passing below it, so that's good. It's not super thick like a Hot Wheels. And then the badging here in the back looks pretty good. This GTZ supercharged, Toyota Levin. Maybe that says Corolla underneath, or it's supposed to. Got some decent looking taillights. You know, they're smooth red here, but on the back side you can see there's a rectangle maybe for the backup, and then the light bulb, something else there. So it's interesting. Alright, I do love the license plate. A little circle there, maybe that's like the lock. A three-dimensional silver exhaust tip. And then what is this, I wonder? Maybe it's like a toe ring or something? It's kind of blobby though. Okay, well, I guess that's alright. Oh, look at this. We got a little wiper blade. And it looks like a separate piece because you can see a little glue residue. So also a little bit bent. But anyways, it's nice to have that additional piece. It's a little extra work on Tarmac's part. So now we're getting a little shot of the interior. You can see the silver shift knob. And we got some gray seats. So that's pretty cool. Sorry for the ringing. That's my cat. There's a bell on the cat's collar and it's grooming itself. So it's nice to see this additional color on the inside. Yeah, although it's kind of weird. It looks like the seat cushions here in the front have bubbles on both sides, right? Why would that be? You know, if it's paint. It looks like paint. It's not a decal. I don't think it's a decal. Right, the edges are too rough. I think it's paint, but it's got some contaminants in there. What about the doors? Darn it, now the cat wants out of the room. I am back. You cannot train a cat, as any cat owner knows, so I had to let it out of the room before it started to just go crazy. Anyways, yeah, what about the instruments? Look at that. The dashboard binnacle there has gauges. Very nice. In fact, let me try to get closer. I can't go any closer. That's 4 times magnification. But you can see little, you know, dials and stuff, little arms on there. So that's really cool. What I still can't see, oh, there's a rear view mirror. Look at that. The glass itself is really messed up. I can't see, I don't know. It's like scratched. Yeah, that's weird. I can't explain that for something brand new out of the package. But there's the rear view. I don't know if there's silver paint in that or not. But the windows are kind of distorted. Let me get the pic. Yeah, that's molded windows for you. A lot of distortion. Oh, but look, we got a little silver on the dashboard as well. A little horizontal line there. So that's pretty neat. Look at the doors. I don't see any additional silver on the doors, but that's fine. It's just nice to see the gray stripe of the seats. In fact, if you look at this image here from the Toyota website, there's a little bit of gray in the middle. So it's a pretty good effort on Tarmac Works part there to get that in there. Okay, so all in all, you know, some minor issues with the window scratching. Maybe I could polish that out. But in general, it's in pretty good shape. You know, there's no major casting problems or major scratches or gouges. Oh, wait a second. Every time I say that, what's going on with the wing? What's up with all this cracking? Is this like a really old release? Because that ain't good. That's not proper English. I apologize. So that paint is cracking. This is, now I think I understand why this is on sale. You know, this may have been sitting in like in a hot warehouse for quite a while. And look, I mean, it's cracking. Okay, going to the bottom. It's screwed together so you can fix problems. Those are the tabs for the brakes. It's running slicks. It's interesting. Well, alright. Seems okay for the bottom. Let us pull out a couple other models to compare to. Let me get the rotating display, the larger one. Let's spin this guy in front of this photo here. It's the one that matches most. Whoa. Wow, I think that sandpaper literally just scratched my monitor. I gotta be more careful. So that's not cool. Okay, well, a couple other Terranos. This is the Time Micro Initial D. What the heck is going on? That thing just moved again. I didn't move that thing, right? Man, this is a horrible video. Alright, so now we got a Aoshima Itasha. Itasha is like Japanese, like a style where they put cartoon characters on their cars. So those would be the Terranos. But I suppose the best comparison would be Levin, made by AE92. So this is the Trampio AE92 racing one. And I leave it on the base because it's got tiny red tow hooks on it. So anything with super fine parts, I don't take off the bases. So the main difference, you know, this is like a liftback or more coupe style. This is more sedan style. This one doesn't seem to have a rear wiper blade, but it's omitted on purpose, being a race car. You can see the black circle there by the wing. This one has the defroster lines, which actually I don't like. I would actually rather have no defroster lines because you can't see them on the photograph of the real car. But I guess they're both good models. I think I'm happy with both. I mean, I like the license plates on this one in particular. Okay. Well, so I don't know. It's just the paint quality on this guy, not so good. So be mindful of that. If you're really interested in this color scheme, I'm gonna guess you might have the same problem as me because maybe the models are really old. I wish I could remember where I bought this. I don't know. You know, there's a lag time in shipping. Sometimes I order stuff and it takes a month for it to show up. So that's just the way it is. Alright, well, hit or miss, guys. Hit or miss on this one. If you can get one with good paint, I think it's quite fantastic. Or, in this case, I don't feel too bad because it was discounted. So, oh well. Win some, you lose some. Alright, well, hopefully I'll get some other Toyotas in the future. And we'll see you around.